Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. So in this video, we are going to discuss Leetcode problem of the day, and today's problem is count nice pairs in an array, right? And it is going to be a medium level problem. So the problem says that we have been given an array nums and that consists of non-negative integers. Now we have to define reverse of x as reverse of the non-negative integer x, right? So basically if 1 to 3 is returned, 3 to 1 will be its reverse, and if 1 to 0 is returned, 2 1 is going to be reverse, not 0 to 1, because essentially any zeros before the number are going to be valued as zeros itself, and that does not affect the value. So we have to focus on the final value that we get after reversing the current number, right? And we have to count the number of pairs of indices I and j such that I is less than j. That means I cannot count the same pair twice. If I have counted ij, I cannot count ji, right? This is what they mean by I is less than j. And nums of I plus reverse of nums of j should be equals to nums of j plus reverse of nums of I, right? So I'll explain you what they're trying to say. Let us see this example. So they are saying that 42, we have 42 and we have 97. If we add both of them, we have some value, but we don't have to add the value directly. We have to add its reverse, right? So it will be essentially 42 plus 79. So what is the sum of these two variables? That is going to be 121, right? If I keep 97 as it is and I reverse 42 and it is going to be 24, so this is also going to be 121, right? So you see both of the values are same, and we have to count the number of indices I is less than j such that these conditions are satisfied, right? So one of them is going to be reversed and the other one is going to be not reversed, right? So how can we solve this problem? You will realize that since the overall sum is going to be the same, that means if I reverse this value, so for example, I have 42, 79. If I reverse one of these values back, right, this value was essentially 97, right? It was initially 97. Now I have made it 79. Now if I try to do it the other way, if I try to reverse this particular thing, that means this is going to be back to its original state, right? So let's say it adds some value dx to it, right? Now this value 42 will now be 24 after reversing. So I reverse this value back to 97 and I reverse this value to 24. So it will add some value dy, let's say. So dx plus dy should be the same, right? This should be equal to 0. But you see, we have to be very careful with what values we take. Let me show you an example. So 42 and its reverse is 24, and 97 and its reverse is 79, right? So what is 42 minus 24? So I believe it is going to be 18, and 97 minus 79 is also 18. Yeah, so it is going to be 18, right? So we know that when we make a reverse operation from the original to the reverse string, the change is 18, right? But now you see 42, 79. Now let us see with this example. So when I reverse back this string, it is going to be minus 18, right? That means it is going to add, or let me just take it positive here, right? So if I have 79, this was actually the reverse of 97, right? So this is 79, the sum is 121, right? So if I take it back to 97, this is going to add plus 80, and if I reverse this particular string, reverse of 42 and make it 24, it is going to add minus 80, right? So you see, it looks like the sign is same in both of them, but actually when we reverse one of them and re-reverse the other one, the sum or the overall difference is going to be the same, since one of them is going to switch signs, right? So apparently it seems like we have got the same value here, but essentially these two are going to form a valid pair, right? So you just had to make this clear observation. It might look a little bit confusing. The reason is you will see 18 and 18 here together, right? They look the same value, and when we talk about this condition, we think that this is not going to be equal to 0. But this is not how this question is working, because one of the strings was already reversed, right? You see here, this is in the same order and this is reverse, and then j becomes in the normal order and I is reversed, right? So one of them is always reversed. That is why these two values will always be opposite to each other, so that when we satisfy one, the other one will be in negative sign, right? So this is what I wanted to convey. Now this simply means that all the values You can take any convention. Either you can do A and B like this and do A minus B or B minus A, right? It does not matter. Let's say normal minus reverse or reverse minus normal. You can take any one convention, but you just have to follow or stick to the same convention throughout the problem, right? Now, what happens is you see that there will be multiple 18s, right? So all of these 18s will be able to form pairs with themselves. This first 18 will be able to form pairs with these three 18s, right? And this second 18 will be able to form with these two, and this third 18 will be able to form with this one. So why we are doing in a way like this? This is because we want to make sure that the pairs are not repeated and an ordered pair is only taken once, right? So there are multiple ways of like taking care of this, but let me show you how I implemented it. So if I show you my summations, so you will see here what I've done is I've created my answer, I've created a map to store the frequencies, and I've created the mod variable. So I'm just traversing through the nums array. I'm storing the string, I'm converting the current number into a string and storing it in a variable EV. Now I'm just going to reverse this particular variable. So I have the number in reverse stored in a string format. So I'll have to convert it into integer, right? So I use the C++ inbuilt function stoi to convert the number into integer. So now I have the number in I and the reverse number in j. Now I add this frequency of I minus j into my answer and I increment the frequency of I minus j. So what is the benefit of this particular way? You will see that let's say I had 4 18s, right? So you already saw the answer should be 3 plus 2 plus 1 in this particular case, that is 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So when I am doing the traversal, I'll first encounter this particular 18. But since there was no 18 before, my answer is not going to get updated. When I encounter the second 18, my answer is going to get updated by 1. When I encounter the third 18, my answer is going to get updated by 2. When I encounter the fourth 18, my answer is going to get updated by 3. So you see, using this method, while saving the answer in the current traversal only, I'm going to get the similar result to what I actually intended. Right, so this is how you can solve this particular problem, and that is it for today. I believe this solution would work, and I hope that you guys were able to understand the solution. If you guys did, then consider dropping a like on this video, and don't forget to share thoughts in the comments, because your engagement with this video really helps the YouTube algorithm to understand that this video is actually helpful for you, and it will be able to reach much more people like you who want to keep solving new problems. So that was it for today. Till the next video drops, keep coding, stay safe, bye bye.